Hello, hello. So, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Today is we are again live on the YouTube, and I came today live to answer your public questions, the queries, the concerns, if you have any in the cybersecurity. Because I'm getting some messages through my websites that there are people who have experience but not in the cybersecurity, and they want to come in the cybersecurity domain, especially in the SOC. How they can come into that area, how they can take the entry in the cybersecurity career, right? If you have any such questions, you can write in the comment sections and I will help you to guide you. If you want me to create any video on any other specific topic about any SIEM console, about monitoring, about investigation, analysis, anything, feel free to write in the comment section and I will help you. So we got one comment by Samir Punia. Hi. Hi Samir, how are you doing, man? Feel free, guys, to ask me anything about the cybersecurity. If you are either in cybersecurity or not, doesn't matter. How many experience you have, doesn't matter. I can help you and guide you to get into the cybersecurity. But you have to be learn and get ready to be determined so to get something. Yeah. Hello Faisal. How are you, man? I know it's a surprise live. No, many people are busy maybe, but I will try. If there is anybody who are waiting for me to come live, and if anybody have any type of the questions, I can help you today. I will wait for few minutes, and then maybe if no other questions, I will be showing you very interesting investigation on a specific log type. I'm good, Faisal. I'm good. I hope you are also doing good, man. Okay, so we got another comment. It's been always awesome when I connected with you. Thank you, Samir. Thank you so much, man. I also feel good, guys, when I connect with you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, man, so much. Okay, I don't think that we have much audience now live, but no worries. I will be again continuing this video with the new learning things for you that will help you to learn something today. Okay. All right. So I actually I've already created a video already on some topic, on some investigation related to the machines, the endpoints. When we are working in cybersecurity, especially in the SOC domain, we do the log analysis, we do the log correlations, firewalls, antivirus, EDR, proxy, email security, email applications, Windows security, Linux logs, audit logs, right? Linux audit logs. But when we talk about the compromise, when we talk about the an actual payload delivered to an endpoint or a server, what is important for us to investigate? Is it important to investigate in the firewall, or is it important for us to dig down into the endpoint logs? When you are looking for any attack, you should always look, is it really a compromise, or is it an attempt to compromise, or it is possible false positive? How can you conclude, how can you verify, how do you know if this is actually a true positive or false positive incident? So the thing is about any true positive incidents, actual incidents, are always cause that something got delivered to an endpoint or to a server, to a machine, like kind of payload that exploit or take advantage of any existing vulnerability or by threat, and then to control that machine. For example, I'm using my I'm having a laptop. If my laptop is trying to communicate to a CNC communication, CNC IP address domain, if you find some execution of file on my endpoint through EDR or through AV, there is any sort of evidence which proves you that this traffic is originated from an endpoint, that is actually give you the further, further, what we can say it, thought to investigate in the endpoint, not into the other devices. For example, a machine communicating outside to a fire to an external IP address. You're checking in the firewall logs. What you can find? Nothing. You have to dig down the reason, the cause of this traffic to trigger. Okay. Let me open some attachment. I got somebody from the US. That guy wanted me to investigate on some log type. I'm trying to find in my Gmail. Give me a minute, guys. I was not prepared. I just came to the live because if I will take time to come online and prepare preparation, then it might take another day for me. So I thought to come online and then maybe preparing in front of you guys. Yeah, I got it. Let me open this. Okay, the scenario number one, right? The scenario number one, he gave me about some code execution in the PowerShell, and where we had to find some base64 string. So when you are checking the endpoint logs, there are two important logs. One is the security logs in Windows, and second is about the EDR logs. EDR logs will help you. People are saying I work on the EDR, but do can you find any real attack? And if you're looking to the process, what you're looking for, what is in your mind that you are checking onto the EDR logs? For example, now next time, if you're working on the EDR, you can look for any base64 string, okay, that being specially executed usually with the PowerShell or CMD. Usually, attackers try to deliver the payload by encoding in base64 through PowerShell, and then also sometimes used CMD. So you can mention in next interview to somebody that when you are checking the EDR and doing hypothesis based that hunting, you are looking for any base64 command execution through PowerShell and the CMD. Then maybe you can mention, you can look for some outbound communication or outbound URL or domain present in the commands or the parameters through any legit application of the process. For example, if SVC host is trying to communicate to an external IP address, and you can see in the command parameter in the doing checking in the EDR, that triggers something suspicious for you to investigate further. If you see any legit application, which is system application, which is system controlled by system user accounts and pre-built accounts, that application, that process is trying to communicate to an external IP address or domain name, that can give you something suspicious. Why? Yeah. Then if you find some web application attack in the logs, yeah, if you find any trace of a Linux belongs to Linux machine in Windows security logs, yeah, into the you maybe, for example, the commands. If you are finding somebody running commands, admin commands, to enumerate the user accounts, to enumerate the IP addresses, to enumerate the privileges exist on your machine. Then also you can mention while doing the investigation through EDR, you look for those commands. And now you may ask me, okay, what are those commands? If you're not asking me, that is again, okay. So I was checking my comment, I got another comment. Are you sharing the screen? Actually, it's not visible. No, no, I'm not sharing. I was just reading that. If you want me to share, I can share it. Don't worry. Let me share it with you guys. See, if you're not asking, na, then you will never learning. That means that proves you are listening to me inactively. Yeah. If you're actively participating, you have to ask why, what, when, how. So if you are engaged yourself with me or any investigation, that question should come to your mind. Why? Why? How? When? Where? Who? What? So this type of the question should always come to your mind. Either you are doing the investigation, or whenever you are learning something, you are listening something. When such questions comes to your mind, that proves actually you are actually engaged in learning today something new. If you will not ask something to yourself, you're just listening to somebody, that actually you might not learning in that proactively. Okay, thank you for asking me. I will share my screen now, don't worry. I'm downloading this file now. Closing my emails, otherwise you guys will read my messages in my inbox, huh? Okay. And guys, there is one new feature on the YouTube also, that two people, three people can communicate, the live session. So I can invite you if you want to have a discussion with me on YouTube live for something. If you want to, we can have the session also. Okay, now let me find it. Windows capture. I got it. All right. So I hope you guys can see this. Now I'm sharing that Word file with you guys to show you what actually I was reading in the background. Okay, cool. This is no this is the basically the SOC analyst, right? Working in cybersecurity. They're supposed to investigate. If you don't know what is base 64, I don't know what you're doing in cybersecurity for the last 7, 6 years, 8 years. If you have actually investigated on true incidents, you have for sure seen this base 64 encoded commands. Because in my experience, whenever I investigated a true attack, I have seen base 64 commands always. Attackers, why attackers are doing? Because attackers want to hide their activity from you, from the monitoring. They want to evade from the security control, and that's the reason basically they are doing this encoding mechanism they're using to encode their actual C program and to execute onto the PowerShell and the CMD. Okay, so I was talking about this base 64 through PowerShell. We talk about the SVC host. If you find something, they are doing some unauthorized activity. If you are finding some unauthorized applications being Give me a minute, guys. Huh? Okay. Okay. Guys, just please mention in the comment section. Can you hear me clearly, or are you hearing any noise in the background? If you're hearing noise in the background, I will do something. If you're hearing clearly, that's fine. I will be moving forward. I will show you some other examples also. Am I clear to everyone? It's clear. Okay, thank you. So now I'm going downwards. So you can see, when you're going, for example, let's assume you're checking the EDR, right? So what you will see in the EDR, you will see the process and what commands are being executed, with what parameters it's used. Similarly, like we can see CMD is used here to kill this application, setup.exe. So now if you're in cybersecurity, something got executed on your server, setup.exe. First, it's not legitimate name. Setup can be for any file. I don't know what is it for. I can see some CMD is used to kill some process, then deleting the file. So that sometime attacker do. When attacker want to install something, a virus, they delete the traces what they did in the past. So it will be not visible to you. You might be looking for setup.exe file, but it's not on the machine now. But attacker have deleted the file. So this kind of activities gives a good sign of possible compromise. Why somebody, if installing the file, why they're deleting it. So, and then we can see they are also trying to delete the DLL exist in this particular program data.exe. This sort of things will give you something suspicious thoughts to your mind and to look further. Again, guys, root account is in the, because I got a comment from the Samir, it's for root account compromise. When you're talking in your company or in the interview, right, do not use root account when you're talking about the Windows machine. Root account does exist for the Linux or Unix based machines. In Windows, if you're talking about, you should always refer administrator account, admin privilege account, right? Root account, don't mention it. Okay, because you have a, it's same thing, right? But the thing, when you're calling people, for example, if you're calling me with different name, I will find like, man, do you really remember my name or not? So always talk about the administrator account in Windows and root account in the Unix and Windows. Okay, now give me a minute, guys. I'm getting the call. I'm sorry, guys. this is the life, right? We are always busy, so don't have time to come live. But yeah, that's the reason I came live, because if I'm coming live, I will be sharing something good information with you guys. Okay, so I'm quickly finishing this off. Let me come down. Okay, so now scenario three. Scenario three, you can find out that you can easily find, right? First of all, you can find these are the logs from the bash. Bash is a shell, interactive shell in the Linux machine. SSHD again. This is for talking about the Unix machine, not about the Windows. Usually, right? Usually. So people, you should not, when I'm looking at this logs, it's clearly confirmed to me this is from the Unix device. Okay, Linux based device. I can see first this is the target site IP, and we can see this is the passability file. Somebody is trying to access the file passability where we have all the information stored about user accounts, and we can see there is a dot slash. This is basically the target. If you know about powers directed reversal attack, this is a sign of that particular attempt. Then we come down, we can see somebody is trying to check the, because in IF config, so in Windows and Linux there is a difference for checking the IP address. If you're checking the command IP address in Windows machine, you might be using the command IP config. Yeah, but if you're checking in the Linux based machine, which you're putting IF config command. So you should be familiar with all these commands. If you don't know about these commands, you cannot investigate, guys. It's very simple thing. So you should keep learning. Always look what attacker will do if they will get access to the Windows machine. What they will do if they get access to the Linux based machine. Then again we are coming down. We can see they're checking the last reboot. Okay, which account, which permission, which file, which operating systems, kernel, host name. We can see there are different commands being executed. A date, unzip file. So if you're not familiar with this command, I would request you to just go and learn on Google. Just search what is this uname command. Okay, it's telling me about the kernel version, username. Okay, you should record it, and next time if you're looking at this command, you will know about it. Okay, so let me see something which looks abnormal to me. This is all okay. Cat shadow. Why somebody will try to see the passwords file? Yeah, it's might be an attacker. Yeah, so you should verify this activity. Then I can see the Nessus also. So Nessus is also being used, scanning tool. Yeah. Okay, so what else? A login activity, admin, uptime. So I can find these commands basically enumerating the information on the machine, which user account, which kernel version, what are the username exist, what are the password stored. Yeah. Coming down, the fourth scenario. Okay, the fourth scenario I'm looking first time. Okay, let me see. We have something here, Lenovo modern controller.exe. So if we're talking about the exe, because if you noticed on the top, there is some RPM. Yep, RPM. So basically RPM is just to query the installed packages in the Linux machine. If we're talking about the exe, that means we're referring to the Windows based machine here. Then I can see other okay, so I can see CMD is opened again. CMD executed Explorer Kingston. So I believe they're trying to open some USB drive. Yeah. Then I can see MSI execution.exe connected to this external IP address. We can see there is a URL. So this is I was talking about. If you find something where any legit process is trying to communicate to an external IP with the URL, you should further investigate about it. What is the domain? What is the reputation? When it was created? Okay, check on the virus total. Check on the Endiran desk. Try to decode this URL. What will happen if if attacker will try to open this URL? Is it something fishy, malicious, will drop another malware, what it exactly it will do. Okay, then we can see what it is happening. We can see some shortcut link created, some dat file. What else? Google update. Okay, what else? Again, base 64 string. I can see it. I can decode it to understand more about it. Sandbox. It's fine. Okay, I can see here some st remote splash stop remote server utility. If I will go and Google about this particular utility, I will find more information. What is it about? So I can, it's a basically remote client application. Wow, this, let me dig down more about it. I am checking out now the Google. Okay, let me see. So this is an executable that is a part of Splashtop remote client program. This is like 37 MB. Okay, what is it about? The extension of the file name displays an executable file images. Okay. I'm trying to find what attacker will do, what is the purpose of using this file. Okay, I think I got it. SRF utility, yeah. Okay, so it's basically to provide exceptional IT staffing and project management services for all clients, time-sensitive, mission-critical application through best values. Real-time communications, scalable business model. Our developers work with the neurons. So we can find some applications which can be control the machines, the applications remotely. Yeah. So such things you should focus on. So why this application is required? Is it a business requirement? If no, which account was used with this? What is the legitimate reason? Then we can see some again hacking type of the commands like UMI, host name, admin folders. Basically when attacker target the SMB folders to see what are the public shared files by the admins. We can see CMDs again executing this. Okay, net group. You can see now somebody is trying to enumerate the domain admins on these machines. They're trying to add something new. These commands are actually phishing suspicious commands. This confirms you something wrong here. Net user add. So you can see somebody is trying to add an account. This is a user account. This is a password. Yeah, this is trying to add a domain. We can see, and then somebody is trying to add it to group admins. Somebody is trying to add this particular user into the domain admin. This is a phishing command, guys. Actually it's a compromise. Yeah, I can say it's clearly. To create a story, you have to check the timeline, when, which IP, what domain, which account, what commands executed. So by this you can read on further and can identify attacks. This is a last scenario. Yeah, let me see what is this about. Okay, so again this is about Windows machine. Somebody is trying to request sending the queries to the registry modification. wdigest is used here. You should learn about what is this. I can see somebody is trying to dumping the passwords. Yeah, then somebody is trying to check the privileges assigned to the account. Schedule task is created through notepad file. Again, this is again attack. Why somebody is trying to dump the LSS which contains the passwords? Why somebody is trying to send a request to the registries? Why somebody is trying to check what privileges I have? Usually nobody do this. These commands are being executed by the attackers. So if you are familiar with this command, next time if you are checking the EDR logs, you find similar command sort of the command execution, you can further dig down and conclude, okay, this machine is actually compromised. This machine actually compromised and being controlled by the attacker. Okay, So I think this is a good discussion, guys. We discussed about the different varieties, the commands executed, path, illicit files, the connections. So next time if you're going through ADR logs, you can look for similar artifacts, or you can dig down more about it. Why this commands is there, if it is legitimate, it is not. Then you can conclude if it is actually possible, true positive or false positive. I will be waiting for now more 2 minutes for you to guys ask me anything. Otherwise, I will be ending the session. Pavitra, hello Pavitra, how are you doing? Okay, guys, 2 minutes for you to ask me any questions. Otherwise, I will end the stream. Okay, no questions, no concerns. I hope you learned something good. Take care, guys. Bye bye. Enjoy your day. And feel free to ask me anything later. Okay, Sulharika ask me some questions. Okay, from where we can we detect all the suspicious files or executables from EDR logs? There are two ways, or three ways I would say. Yeah, first EDR. EDR is the best source to, because it's the best source to look for the suspicious commands executed by the processes. Second, sysmon logs. In Windows we have capabilities now, we can execute all the parameters which are you called by any application the process. Third thing is Windows security logs. In Windows security logs you can also log the activity for any application the process being executed with any specific set of the parameters. So yeah, these three you can mention, or you can investigate through these different sources. But yes, definitely we need extra addition of extra logging from the audit perspective for the Windows security logs. That's the reason companies start using the EDR. Okay, guys, anything else? Nothing. Take care then. Bye bye.